Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. You know how I always talk about StarCraft Brood War? Well, in this video, we're going to sit here and we're going to talk while I play StarCraft Brood War. Now, I've been playing this game for like 20 years on and off, and I still suck horribly at it. So in this video, I'm on a map. I forgot what the name is. I think it's Fighting Spirit. And I'm going to play as the Zerg, which is like the bug race. And I'm doing a 1v1 versus a computer opponent. So let's go ahead and start the game. And if I lose the game, actually, I'm going to turn off the sound because it's just too obnoxious. So this game is all about building bases, mining resources, and then you build your army, and then you go ahead and you attack your foe. And once you destroy all their buildings, that's when the game is over. Now, if you're playing against a human opponent, if you're playing against a human opponent and they know they're going to lose, they're going to tap out, obviously. They're going to give up and they're going to quit. But in this game, the computer has to be destroyed. Every building has to be destroyed. So if the enemy has like a missile turret somewhere, and I don't know where it is, in one building, the game doesn't end until I find it. So first of all, I need to find the enemy. And then I need to find a way to absolutely annihilate them. So what I'm going to try to do is expand very quickly, because I have these little things called minerals here. Okay, you mine these minerals, and you can build units with them. And you can build what's called a extractor for the Zerg on this, and it's Vespian gas. So that basically gives you your two types of resources. You have Vespian gas, and you have minerals. Now, these units right here are called drones, and it's their job to mine. I don't know why. I've already screwed up. I built two overlords. I'm not used to playing StarCraft while somebody's watching me. It's a little intimidating. Well, I guess I'm going to build a spawning pool here. So the way the Zerg work is they're like a bug race, and they have a bunch of low-price units that you can produce massive amounts of. So you have this building here. It's called a hatchery. And from the hatchery, you can hatch basically every unit. So the more hatcheries you have, the more units you can produce. And basically every single freaking unit comes from the hatchery. That's kind of how it works, at least from the Zerg. So I don't know what my opponent's race is. We're going to find out very shortly, if I can actually find them. Because there's a base on each corner of the map. There's one at the top right, bottom right, and bottom left. Once I find them, we can ascertain their race. Even though I am friends with all races, of course. And then we can destroy them, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and build an expansion. So you'll notice in StarCraft, there's... Oh! Our enemy's also a Zerg. Well, before I build my expansion, I want to see what the Zerg's doing, okay? I'm going to build some Zerglings, which is like the basic combat unit. Okay, so they're building a spawning pool. So what that tells me is that the Zerg isn't trying to rush me or attack me very quickly. So I'm not at risk of being absolutely destroyed. At least not at this point. So I've flown my Overlord, and I've gotten over my enemy's base. So they're building a second hatchery, so they can build more units. And they're building creep colonies, which are like defensive structures. These two things right here. And they're building a spawning pool, which allows you to buy Zerglings. So I'm going to go ahead and drop an extractor. And I'm going to try to get some fast flying units, because right now I don't see any anti-air. I'm gonna have my Overlord just hover over them because they have absolutely nothing to attack me. Actually, I'm gonna do some harassment with my Zerglings. Let me go ahead and do that. Why not? When in doubt, harass. All right, I'm gonna build a third hatchery here because I'm not worried about dying quickly. So you always have to scout your opponent and see what they're up to. And if you don't know what they're up to, that's when you run into trouble. So I'm going to go ahead and harass this creep colony right here. Actually, I'm going to get this one down here. And just kind of be a general nuisance and see what comes of it. So here I am attacking their creep colony. So right now he has no offensive units. He has nothing to attack my Zerglings. So I can just go ahead and harass him. And he can't do anything. Oh! So you see, so these are defensive structures, but you have to build this first, and then it morphs into a defensive structure. So you have to build the creep colony first, and then you can build the sunken colony, which can attack units. So I did some harassment. I was able to, you know, do a little bit of damage, but nothing crazy there. All right, I'm going to build some more drones here. So basically, I'm building my economy. I'm not worried about being attacked very much because the enemy, what they did is they focused on growing their economy at the beginning instead of focusing on building an army. So that's why I was able to send in those 2 harassing Zerglings. I'm still going to drop a sunken colony here, maybe pump out some Zerglings, just to be safe, just in case he tries to harass me. But I believe I have the technology advantage because I was able to start mining gas and evolve towards a layer, which gives me additional tech. And I can build my flying units. Alright, so I'm just building my economy here, pumping out a few lings. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and build what's called, actually I forgot what it's called, a spire. So spire allows you to buy air units, which I don't think the enemy has any defense against. Yeah, he's building a Hydralisk den. I need to get my overlord out of there. A Hydralisk. So to build it, when you build a Hydralisk den, you can buy Hydralisks, which attack air units. So I need to get my bucko out of there before they can attack my units. Or my overlord. Because these overlords, what they do is they're detectors and they provide supply. So you need to build overlords in order to be able to build more units. So you gotta be careful and make sure that you kind of like pre-planned your overlords so you don't get stuck in what's called supply blocked. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead. So here's my spire, it's almost done. When the spire drops, I'm gonna go ahead and crank out some Mutalisks and do some harassment. So I'm going to leave my overlord right here so he can like spy and see if my enemy makes an expansion. And I'm going to send a unit here and a unit there and a unit down there just to make sure my opponent isn't trying to build any sneaky bases, okay? So the spire should be done very shortly. And then we're going to build a ton of Mutalisks and potentially just defeat our enemy. We'll see what happens, okay? So we're going to build 2 Mutalisks here. We're going to build 3 Mutalisks here and 3 Mutalisks here. Pretty significant amount, okay? So we're going to have a total of 9 Mutalisks, and we're going to attack the enemy. And potentially, we could defeat him. Maybe. We'll see. Very intriguing, huh? So this is basically StarCraft, okay? It's a very old game. Very old game. I mean, this game came out in, I think 1998. And it looks really old school, and a lot of people don't like it. They're like, oh, it's old. But it's a fun game, okay? This is like one of the first games I ever played. And I'm just very sentimental when it comes to StarCraft. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so I'm going to build an expansion. I'm going to build a new base up here. And then I'm going to attack. Alright. Okay, so I've got my mutas. And I'm going to go harass the enemy. So let's see what happens. I'm also going to build a Hydralisk den myself so I can build some lurkers. Alright, let's see. So here's a Hydralisk. So they can... Oh, he's got a lot of Hydralisks. Okay. So it looks like the enemy has a pretty significant army. And because their Hydralisk can shoot air units, I'm going to back off. I mean, I can kind of harass a little bit, but it's going to be nothing crazy that I can actually do. But what I'm doing is, since the enemy's turtling, I'm just going to go ahead and expand as much as I possibly can. Alright, so I'm trying to group my Hydralisks together so I have better control. And then I'm going to attack them a little bit more. Okay. Build some Hydralisks myself. Let's get an evolution chamber so I can get more attack damage. And let's go and harass. Let's go. Let's see what happens. See what we can do here. Oh, he's trying to expand. Okay. Well, I can't one-shot the Hydralisk, which is annoying. But I can kill a lot of them. Alright. So we're going to focus down that hatchery. Okay. One Hydralisk at a time. One Hydralisk at a time. One Hegelisk at a time. One Hegelisk at a time. I might actually be able to end this game. I think I have defeated my opponent. Okay, so I stopped his expansion, so now he makes less money than me. And now I'm killing all of his units that can attack air units, so he can't attack me. Alright, I'm going to send the rest of my army. And let's see if we can end this game. Yeah, this game's over. I already won. Now, fighting computers is not very challenging. I mean, obviously you want to fight humans, and I'm sure a lot of people that actually play this game a lot are laughing at me because I'm so freaking bad, but that's just kind of how it is, you know? You can't be good at everything. I'm good at buying VT, okay? That's one of my skills. But when it comes to video games, I'm not that great. Alright, I'm just trying to make sure my economy's good. Even though I know I've won this game. Alright. Yep, I pretty much won the game. So we're just going to let my army go ahead and kill my enemy. I'm just going to build more expansions because why not? I can do whatever I want now. The game is won. And hope you enjoyed the video. So I guess we can stick around and just watch me destroy all the buildings. So like I said, you have to destroy literally every single freaking building in order to win the game. So you got to kind of sit there and destroy them all. Now, if you're playing a human, obviously the human at this point would have given in because the game's freaking over. But it's a computer. I wonder if ChatGPT knows how to play StarCraft. I wonder if ChatGPT even knows what StarCraft is. Okay. Alright. Okay, well, I think that's game over, ladies and gentlemen. Were you impressed with my StarCraft skills? Did you enjoy this video? Is this the coolest thing you've ever seen in your entire life? I play this game for fun. I'm not a pro. I suck at it, but whatever. Alright, that's game. Hope you enjoyed. Cheers!